At 3:17 a.m., my home descended into madness, as though I'd somehow unwittingly summoned an angry electrical god. Each light popped to life. My bedroom ceiling fan whirled into a wild vortex before grinding to a stop, and the bulbs on the ceiling flashed like a rave disco out of control. My smart speaker suddenly sporting a received pronunciation, British accent never said, bellowed intruder alert, intruder alert. Then in one last flourish of drama, everything went black. No whine of appliances, no whisper of air conditioning, just an eerie silence that put me bolt upright in bed, heart racing, wondering if my home was going to blast off into orbit or get kidnapped by aliens. I grabbed for my phone only to discover it dead, no charge, no signal. This was not a random blackout. Something was seriously disturbingly wrong by morning. The reality struck like a lightning bolt. My neighbor Linda, the very last person I'd suspect, had turned my house into an unwitting power plant for her illegal backyard spa empire. As sunlight filtered in, I saw my smart systems half dead. The sprinkler system didn't operate, the fridge's display flashed like it had a concussion, and the solar battery monitor in my garage flashed a mysterious warning about an external overload. The main circuit breaker remained untouched, yet a quiet mechanical thrum pulsed from outside my property line. Going outside, I picked up a whiff of lavender eucalyptus and what reeked of pool chlorine. Then I heard a bubbling water soft music, and I swear a man's giddy chuckle. This beats Vegas, honey, peering over the fence. I saw a mist rising from Linda's yard, like she was running a secret jungle retreat. Linda wasn't your average neighbor. She was the type who'd report kids for playing too loudly, issue HOA violations for tacky lawn decor, and once threatened to sue her over a gaudy mailbox. Rules were her religion provided they served her. So the thought of her running a surreptitious spa business filled me with every alert in my brain. I'm not an amateur detective, but I'm in the utility infrastructure business where I work on smart grid technology. My house is a bastion of efficiency filled with a load tracker. I installed myself that tracks all amps and volts. I did a usage report, and the findings were jaw-dropping: 70 kWh consumed overnight, triple my normal draw. A trace uncovered. The surplus was not from my equipment, but sucked through a hibernating outside line I employ for workshop equipment. Suspicious and enraged, I canvassed my property and saw EA heavy extension cord hidden with electrical tape, and dirt running from my standby transformer through a hole in my fence directly into Linda's property. The coincidence was too remarkable. My systems crashed. Her spa roared to life. This was not a glitch. It was theft. And I was furious. I'd made my house to be independent. Secure, an example of green tech. Now Linda, who used to call my Christmas lights too bright, was freeloading off me like a suburban vampire. I took my camera, took pictures of the cord, and recorded timestamps from my tracker digging further. I pulled drone footage from a gutter inspection last week. There she was, Linda, in broad daylight, balancing on a step stool, threading the cable through the fence, while holding her yappy dog like a criminal sidekick. Power logs during the last 2 weeks indicated a trend: daily spikes between 6 p.m. and midnight, and 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., coinciding with evening spa parties and morning prep cycles. She'd been at it for 10 days, amassing hundreds and stolen electricity, perhaps more with peak demand search charges. This wasn't petty theft, it was a calculated heist. I approached her, keeping cool, to see how she'd react, knocking on her door. I caught her in a plush robe, drinking from a mug that read, "Boss Babe." Behind her, the soft gurgle of water and flute music drifted out. I asked her if she had any idea about the cable coming from my property. Her eyes flashed, but she gave me a syrupy smile. "Oh, that probably the landscaper's trash, or the cable guy. I haven't messed with it." "You should let the hoe. Exposed wires are hazardous." She was lying through her teeth, deflecting like a pro. I nodded, told her, "Sure, I'll check," and walked away, already scheming. Linda had no idea I'm certified to inspect and prosecute utility fraud. She'd chosen the wrong neighbor. The next morning, I saw her sashay out in a silk tracksuit, waving to the mailman, like she hadn't done a felony. Her dog wore a little spa robe, trotted alongside her. The ridiculousness almost caused me to laugh, but I was at work. I recorded the installation again, close-ups of the cord video of the buzzing transformer, timestamps, aplenty the mist still lifted from her yard, a tropical illusion behind her flower beds. I hadn't reported her yet. I wanted her to dig her own hole. Linda wasn't reckless, she was methodical. Her Cord zip tied and concealed beneath mulch, this was staged, and if I moved too quickly, she'd cover her tracks and play victim. I improved my game rigging outdoor cameras on a remote battery backup and placing a directional mic in a bogus birdhouse pointed at her spa that night. 3 SUVs pulled up, and a gaggle of women in brunch gear poured out clinking glasses. The air rire of lemongrass as steam billowed my mic. Caught gold guests marveling at the free setup, one joking about my sky-high power bill, another asking if it was legal. Linda's smug reply. The HOA doesn't check jack. I said it's landscaping gear. I know how to play them. I rewound the clip 3 times. Heart racing. She'd confessed, bragged even, and her guests corroborated it at the HOA meeting. I played it subtle, raising a utility safety concern about power drains requesting transformer inspections. Linda, a board member, wriggled but dodged, implying my bad wiring was responsible, her snake. Smile did not deceive me after she cornered me, cooing, "No hard feelings, wires get tangled, right?" I smiled back, dropping good thing I monitor every amp with timestamps. You'd be amazed what a few volts show. Her confidence slipped just a fraction. That night, her spa radiated like a casino, accommodating a dozen people in a jacuzzi-warmed pool and a homemade steam tent. My mic recorded another gym, a drunk guest inquiring if it was okay to run off my house. Linda laughed. He doesn't notice I used his backup line. He probably blames the grid. I clipped it, paired it with high-res footage, and knew I had enough to ruin her, but I waited, craving a public implosion. The next morning, a glossy flyer hit my doorstep, an invite to Linda's wellness escape, promoting mineral soaks, steam therapy, and an infrared sauna, all to her residence with an RSVP phone number. The audacity stunned me. She was selling an illegal spa operated on my grid. I phoned a friend at City Utilities, showed her the flyer and my proof, and received a gleeful reply. "We'll bring enforcement." The sting was scheduled for 3 p.m., the following day, mid. Retreat to catch her red-handed. The event day dawned serene, but tension simmered by 230 SUVs jammed Linda's curb, and women in yoga wear poured into her backyard. Linda welcomed them clipboard at the ready, dog underarm, promising cosmic grounding vibrations and renewable energy at 300 p.m. A city van pulls up. Out stepped Mark, the utilities officer, and 2 officials and an electrical inspector. I delivered my dossier footage, audio logs, the flyer mark. Smirked, she peddled her own crime. She's begging for a fine. They made their way to Linda's gate, where she stood mid-spetch, her smile deflating. She tried playing hostess, inquiring if they wanted a wellness consult. Mark flashed his badge, citing reports of illegal power use. Her face cycled through panic, denial, and rage as an officer lifted the mulch, revealing the cord from my transformer guests. Gawked champagne glasses frozen mid-sip as the spa's music died. The inspector's thermal scanner confirmed the line was live, dangerously bypassing breakers. Mark listed the charges: utility theft, infrastructure, tampering unlicensed electrical setups, minimum fine $20,000, plus potential building code infractions. Linda stammered, alleging it was a trial run by her nephew, a builder. Nobody believed her. The inspector cut the power and her spa went dark. No steam, no bubbles, only silence. Patrons turned aggressive. One snapped, "You said it was solar." Another, "My kids were here." Linda people reached for their suitcases, some filming, others grumbling about lawyers. Linda stood in the midst of the chaos, her dog yapping as officers presented her violation papers. I watched in my driveway, letting the truth scream for itself. Mark later said, "It was the easiest sting they'd done. Because of my evidence, she could be the star of our training video." He smiled. The neighborhood blew up. Group texts rang with screenshots and videos labeled "Spa Gate." A slow-mo shot of the spa shutdown played to opera went viral. Linda's house remained dark, her backyard dead at an emergency HOA meeting. She attempted to defend her community wellness plan, accusing me of tech harassment. I presented my evidence, city reports, schematics, audio, the board. Once her allies voted her out. Unanimously, she left speechless, her dog trailing like a mourner. Linda fought back, stuffing mailboxes with flyers screaming, "Stop, NC cyberbullies." She accused me of corporate spying, but I traced the flyers to her unsecured printer. At the next HOA meeting, I exposed her ploy, earning collective disgust. Then came demolition day. City crews dismantled her spa crane, lifting the hot tub as neighbors applauded. Linda looked from her curtains, then disappeared. I sent her a gift basket, foot-soaked lavender oil, battery-powered candles, with a note all natural. No cords required, no response. Her influence dissipated, her house went on the market, and she left quietly. The HOA enacted the Linda clause, requiring utility checks for large installations. My tale went viral, creating memes, and a Reddit thread, Linda's hot tub debacle. I spoke at a utility summit. My case was celebrated as a grassroots victory. The neighborhood thrived. Kids constructed a haunted house and a haunted spa prop, satirized Linda's legacy. She stood for HOA once again, but a video of her confession derailed her. She received one voter's first morning without her. I drank coffee in my yard, my systems functioning flawlessly. No pilfered power, no drama, just tranquility. Linda's empire was vanished, her yard, a weedy scar. Justice wasn't just servite, it was electrifying.